What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? This is probably gonna hit you maybe on a Monday or Tuesday. Hopefully a Monday, because that's when I promise. If not, Tuesday. So yeah. But if y'all at the gym right now, listening to the podcast, get that pump in. If you're actually driving to work right now, because that's mostly when I usually drive and listen to podcasts. So if you're driving to work right now, hopefully you have a good day. If you're doing anything else, have a good day too. Go kill it. But if this hits you on a Monday, Tuesday, I'm not looking forward just because rent is coming up and shit. Fucking rent sucks, man. I'm about to go live with my mom. Fucking shit. No, but yeah, thank you for tuning in. So let's this is the other new series. Let's get right into it. So I usually have three topics, but I'm gonna pick two because I feel like these are have some good length in it. But first topic is gonna be what quarantine has taught me. There's other things that I've talked about in my other episodes, like my regular episodes, not this series. So I'm not gonna get into depth on that. Just talk about personal experience and the things that I've done and stuff like that. And then the second one, I actually got asked this question a couple days ago from a friend, and it's how to deal with hate. But let's get into the first one real quick, and then I'll jump into that one. But yeah, what has quarantine taught me? It or what has quarantine? What have I've done in quarantine? I should say. Both will answer the same question, but I think I'm pretty yeah. I've read a couple of books. Well, couple. I mean like five or six, and these are not like no Dr. Seuss books type shit. Like I'm actually reading, and it's funny that I'm reading now because I used to hate reading, writing too. I used to hate reading in high school and college. Like I'm talking about, like fuck the teacher. I'm not doing that shit. Reading, like I could not read. It just not that I couldn't read. It's just I didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't make sense for me at the time. Now getting older, it's so therapeutic, and you just learn a lot of shit. But a couple books that I read, shit. Let me see. They're behind me actually. I've read the the Intelligent Investor. I'm actually a couple chapters into that one. I've read Full Crushing It by Gary Vee. That one's a dope book. If you want to learn about social media and how to incorporate that into your business, that's number one. Well, that's the only book I've read about social media and business and marketing. If yeah, go check it out. But what else? Think and Grow Rich. That's I feel like that is a must. If you want to learn the mindset of yeah, thinking how to manage your money. I'm not going to go into it, but there's so many things you can learn from that book. Another one I've read. Well, I'm actually a couple of chapters. I think I'm like 10 chapters into the E Myth. How to let me fucking grab it. It is why most businesses don't work and what to do about it. That one's actually pretty good. It's a little old, so I feel like it's not really in tune with today's world and how e-commerce is so big now. But a lot of things kind of transition into the world we live in. So that one's pretty good. It's still some useful information. And then the other one I have is The Art of the Deal. It's a Trump book. It was recommended to me. And honestly, I thought it was gonna be like strictly business, like how do I say, like similar to the E Myth Revisited. It's just it's I thought it was gonna be strictly business, but it only talks about like his real estate deals and how pretty much he took over New York in the seventies and eighties with all his real estate deals, and it was honestly pretty interesting. But it is what it is. I mean, I would read it again, but like I said, it was recommended to me. But let's see I built a website. So if you don't know, I am the owner of the Second Drop. So that's just streetwear and sneakers. So the seconddrop.com, go check it out. I have a couple items on there. I usually order online. Well, of course not, the stores are closed, so I'm not able to like kind of go in store to the mall or anything like that. So most of the stuff is coming from manufacturers. So it's taken a little while to get the inventory online just because I personally like to have it in hand. I just hate to put something on my website and I don't actually have it on hand. It's misconception, but yeah, check it out. Let me know what you think too. It's a beautiful website, and that's another thing. Shout out to my boy Ron because he actually helped me build the website. And I'm talking about we went into like literally depth as far as like coding and stuff like that. So I mean, if you're familiar with coding, I mean, you got to be familiar to build a website. You got to be familiar with JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. But yeah, we went heavy into that just to make it the way I wanted it. And he had a better vision, honestly, than I did. I just wanted it plain and simple, but he went above and beyond to kind of get the theme right and kind of work hand in hand. So it's pretty dope. Check it out. And then yeah, that just leads me to the starting an actual business. So I'm not talking about like a brick and mortar business, like an actual location. I'm just talking about an e-commerce website. Um, and yeah, just filing for it's pretty crazy when people say started in business, just because when I looked at that, I didn't know how much work it actually went into it. It's so much laws and regulations and permits and different taxes. Um, it's fucking crazy. Like I never knew there was so much that went into actually a business. And I hear people say it all the time. Like sometimes a business is I don't know, might not be worth it just because all the shit you go through. But yeah, for me, it's helped. It's worked out. It's going good. So I mean, hopefully it keeps going good. And then also too, what I've actually learned is to kind of invest in yourself. So going back to reading books, that's investing in yourself too. But I've saw what like the way, how do I say this? What I really saw during this pandemic is how the world moves. Like for instance, how what we do on a daily basis and how everything is transitioning to online, and like it's how people react to certain things and how I act to certain things. Like there's stuff that happened to me where I was just caught, not blindsided, but I was just like, shit, like, what do I do in this instance? You know what I mean? And it's everything's gonna go for me. The way I see it, everything is transitioning to online. So there was so much money made from. I mean, biggest one obviously is gonna be Amazon. There was a shit ton of money made by Jeff Bezos during this pandemic. There's other people making money too, like drop shipping. You got FBA, so fulfillment by Amazon. If you don't know what drop shipping and fulfillment by Amazon it's just an e-commerce website for different products. Check it out, Google it, and it's pretty interesting. So I know a couple people, like personal people, that actually made a killing off drop shipping and FBA this pandemic, which is good for them. I mean, there's a little trick to it. Like there's some things that are a little difficult to kind of get over, but it's definitely worth it in my opinion. But it's just the way the world is going in my eyes is just I think most of businesses is just I don't know. I feel like they're gonna not shut down, but business is gonna be slow for a while for sure, just because there's, like I said, a couple people have noticed that everything is kind of online now, and most people are transitioning and kind of like I've seen countless, like I seen a billboard the other day with like I don't remember what the damn brick and mortar store was, but they had an app, and you know what, it was Specs. It was Specs. I was driving in from Austin, and Specs had an app, and I was just like, if you don't know what Specs is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's a wine, and it's like I guess they have serve, not serve, but it's a like alcohol store. Like they have wine, beer, and liquor. If I'm not mistaken, I've never actually been into there, but I was just like, holy shit, like we are in a phase right now where everything is accessible by the click of a button. It's like you can literally get. I'm not too sure if they have that, but I know like HEB and Walmart has this too as well with third-party companies that they partner with. But you can literally order alcohol, wine, liquor with a touch of a button, and that shit will be here. And I mean, I don't know, less than an hour, less than 2 hours. And it's just crazy. People had to actually drive and purchase these things like 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy. And then also too, to touch back, it's just investing in your life is you see what type of relationships you have with your friends and family. So and it's crazy to see that you well, obviously you're home, so you kind of you not have to spend time with your family or friends, but that's the only thing to do if that makes sense to y'all. So you see what type of relationships you have with them, if they're bad, if they're good, if you still or even their friend or family, like it's pretty crazy. But that's pretty much it on that part. I think for me, it's just been a good experience. I've definitely learned a lot of things. I hope y'all learned a lot of things. I hope y'all killing it too. Whatever you do, that's just me throwing out positive vibes. But the next one I want to get into is how to deal with hate. So this person asked me, and honestly, I wasn't gonna talk about it just because I'm not one to kind of. I'm not very big in talking about negative things, and I'm always just a positive person. So when I got asked this question, I mean, I had to be real with myself and I had to be real with the other person, and in whatever I said, it just came from the heart. So how hate comes like into somebody, and this is just like I said, this is just me, kind of my opinion. It's not the same for everybody. Of course, you're gonna have different opinions too, as well. But yeah, these are just my thoughts. So I think like people that hate or people that choose to hate, they have something like there's overlining effects to them. I think a couple of them, a couple of them be like they're hurting inside. Maybe something's actually going wrong with them. I mean, they might have some trouble at home, and then they might not have the right mindset. You know what I mean? Like for instance, they might just be um I don't know, they might be getting abused by their mom and dad. They might, as far as not having the right mindset, they might let's see, they just that connection between what they want and what they have right now is not connecting, if that makes sense. So what like what they want, when I say what they want, I mean like the goals. Like they don't have any type of goals where you're gonna occupy yourself to obtain those goals, if that kind of makes sense to y'all. And then also too, they're just I don't know if it's just them being negative or if it's just yeah, I don't know, but I had to sit down and actually think. Like I'm not even kidding. Like I had to think like how can someone be negative? Like where did it come from? And the only thing that it makes sense to me is we before, of course, everything in general. Like I'm talking about prehistoric times. Jesus Christ, uh, had trouble saying that, but prehistoric times, like when you actually had to hunt for your food and things like that. Like when you're in villages, you're in a fucking cave, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, the way I saw that is you always had to be worried about that negative. Like you always had to be worried if an animal was gonna attack you or if another village was gonna try to take over. So it's you always had to be in that state of mind, like what if this is gonna happen? You know what I mean? It was that negative thought that kind of kept you going. Like what if this animal came and kind of took over the, not animal, but what if this other village come and kind of took over well, your village, and then you ended up dead? You know what I'm saying? Like that thought, I'm sure had to run across the minds of people in the prehistoric time. So the way I think for me, the way it transitioned, the way I see it now, that it transitioned into today's world is people now just took advantage of that. Like they just hijacked it to a new level where you're actually hurting these people in like social media comments. That's pretty much it. I mean, you can have hate and face to face confrontations, but it's more social media now. Like I said, just because everything's online. But what I don't think what people understand is how much hate that someone can put out and not realize that you're actually you're hurting the other person. You know what I mean? Like I've had people, like I'm talking about family and friends, go through a phase where they're either depressed, they're hurting themselves just because of the negative comments online or negative comments like bullying in school and stuff like that. And it's just I don't know. I don't see how it comes to that point. And it's yeah, it's just I think it's just a person. And it's just I think for me, I don't think now I can see me being negative or having hate towards somebody just because I'm doing my own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you have that much time to go write a comment on somebody's page or profile or anything in general? Like, I don't, yeah, I just like, I go on social media, of course, so I'm just scrolling, but I can't physically see myself, right? Like, I don't know, like, oh, you're fat, or oh, like, and it's crazy that I say that, like, you're fat, like those two words, because believe it or not, I've seen that before, and also too that that actually hurts people. And don't, I'm trust me, I'm not blowing it out of proportion, but that really hurts people. And yeah, I can't see myself doing it. Like, I don't see how you have that in yourself just to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be a shitty person to actually, you have to hurt so much inside to actually bring someone down with you, if that makes sense. And I don't see how someone can do that. But it happens, it's real, and it's happened to me before. Like, I don't think now, but I'm talking about like in high school, like there was people that I didn't even know that were just, yeah, just either didn't like me, or they were had some misconceptions about me, and they weren't true. And it's just, yeah, I don't know, I never really paid attention to it, honestly. I never thought it was one of those things where I put some effort into it. I just, yeah, I never really been into it. I never been that type of person. But I don't know. That's just me. If you do, if you do, like, if you're having any type of hate towards you, or if you're having any type of, like, if someone comes to you for any advice, I would just tell them, just be compassionate, and have some empathy with them. Jesus, I can't fucking say words today. Oh my god. But yeah, so compassion is just having like some concern for the other person. Like I said, like, what if something actually is going wrong at home, or what if they're going through something and you have no idea what they're going through? Like, that's gonna be compassion. Like, you actually feel some type of warmth towards those people. Um, and the other one is just empathy, like your ability to actually fully understand where the other person is coming from. Like, you, to have empathy, for me, to see someone go from, like, for me, like, for instance, if someone put a comment under my social media and I would have empathy towards that person, I would try to understand like where that person is coming from. Like, how did you get to this point? How did you go from getting on social media, seeing something you didn't like, and then, like, why didn't you like that in the first place? And then actually having the ability to post a comment or say something negative in whatever way on whatever social media platform it is. Like, I would want to know like how those steps are coming in your head, because for me, I would want to know, just because that kind of is just something new to me. And then also too, I would want to help that person out, try to figure out if there's something that I can do that he didn't or she didn't kind of know about. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of that, just kind of help them out in a way where they didn't realize certain things work, like the way certain things work, and the way their head might be kind of twisting and turning. So, but that's my take on it. Um, that's pretty much it. I just want to keep this short, simple, two topics. Yeah, again, I want to tell you, I appreciate y'all listening. Trust me, I see every like, I see every rate, I see every review, and it means the world to me. So hopefully this comes out to bigger than what it's supposed to be. And yeah, hopefully y'all like this. Go ahead and like, subscribe. Well, not like, this is not YouTube. Hopefully I'm gonna have a YouTube, but go ahead and subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, leave those reviews, and I will see you on the next episode of the new series. Peace.